Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Explorer podcast. This is the podcast where usually we take a random prompt and build an entire world around it, but today we thought we'd do something different, and we'd actually visit one of my childhood games called Webkinz and take a look at some of the stories found in there. A couple of weeks ago, we did Isaac's childhood virtual online pet game. And so we thought it'd be fun to take a look at mine instead this time.
Yeah, before we did Neopets, now we got Webkinz.
Yeah. Webkinz is 100% better, I'm just saying.
I mean, Neopets has its perks. It's also got a whole lot of drawbacks, but it has its perks.
Yep. Yeah, I still think Webkinz is just... It's done so much better. There's so much more you can do.
You used to be able to do a lot in Neopets. Anyway, so story time.
Yeah, what book intrigues you via the very blurry cover?
Okay, so the blue one.
They're either blue, green, or red. There's like 4 blue ones.
The bottom blue one.
This one, or this one?
The bottom one.
This one?
Yes.
The color Catastrophe?
The color Catastrophe. Okay, let's see where this goes.
So we have, I don't know how you want to go about this since they're a bit longer than the Neopet stories. Also, we'll have occasionally just random things floating in the screen that I have to click. Just ignore it. Do you want me to just start reading?
Sure.
Do you want to go back and forth by paragraph or by chapter?
You
take it one chapter and then discuss after? What's the plan here?
I guess we'll play it by ear. We'll stop where we feel is appropriate to stop, where we need to really think about the plot and what's happening.
Just, we're gonna overanalyze these stories. We're gonna pick them apart. We're not here to be nice about
ripping up to shreds the children's books.
Yes. Alright. These are books I read as a kid, so I'm excited to reread them. But we have Chapter 1, The Perfect Potion. It was an ordinary day in Webkinz world, and Harold Goober Hans Pfeffer Jr., Kinsville's residential scientist, was busy in his lab.
I've already got to stop you right there. What's his name?
Don't make me say it again. He's part of one of the Webkinz games. So there's like a little science lab game you can play, and he's the scientist in it.
That is quite the name to expect children to be able to pronounce.
Who said they were supposed to pronounce it? You can read something without pronouncing it.
Okay, that's quite the name that they expect children to be able to read.
What, Hessenpfeffer?
Hessenpfeffer,
Hassenpfeffer? I don't
is
know.
it even?
I'm an adult and I don't know how to read it.
Anyway, moving on.
That's why everyone calls him Goober. It's easier. Alright, the tables were covered with test tubes and beakers holding liquids of every color and consistency. Strange notes and... Oh, the typo.
What?
There's a double and. Come on, guys. Come on, Webkinz. You can't do this. There can't be a double and. And equations were written on every inch of the chalkboard. And the smell of genius was in the air.
What does genius smell like?
It says beads of sweat. So dog sweat is what genius smells like.
Dogs don't sweat, though.
This one does.
I'm disturbed.
That's why we don't know what genius smells like, because it smells like dog sweat. And none of us has ever smelled dog sweat before, so how could we know what it smells like?
Alright, anyway, continuing on.
In the middle of it all stood Goober, beads of sweat forming on his forehead, as he slowly poured a bright bubbly blue mixture into a thick ooze-like red one and stirred it 3 times. No more, no less. Whew, Goober said to himself. Sometimes I wish science didn't have to be so exact. Everything has to be perfect or it just blows up in my face. But this time I think I've really got it. My greatest achievement is almost complete. This is the experiment that is going to put me into the Webkinz World history books. Now for the final step on my road to scientific fame. There's some big words here for a kid's book.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Cooper held his breath while carefully dropping a shimmering multicolored gem into the now foaming purple solution. There was a soft hissing noise as the gem dissolved, and a small squeaking noise from somewhere else. Then Goober's liquid turned completely clear. For a second, Goober was speechless. And then, woo! I've done it! Atomica! Choo! Boom! Imagine if the story just ended there.
Okay, I was... Yeah, I'm curious as to what's happening next. How long are these books?
Considering there's 7 chapters and that's the first, so they're like 2 pages. They're not terrible. Okay. We have a very fun picture though in this one. There's a child covered in colorful spots, except the spots aren't just on the child. They're also in the air around it, which is interesting.
I thought that was supposed to be splattered all over the background.
It looks slightly off, like it's not... I think the issue is that, I don't know if you can see it, but like this little orange one is like clipping over her ear slightly.
Okay, well I think we can say that
here.
Neopets has at least one thing over Webkinz, and that is they have far better artwork.
I can agree with that. The art, at least for their comic book, I'm not sure how I haven't seen much of their artwork for their game.
In general, their artwork, I'd say, is pretty good. The comic book was just like an extra step up, where they added a lot more shading and lighting and stuff.
So, chapter 2, Enorma's explosion? Is that how you pronounce that?
Enorma's, yeah? I think it's Enorma's.
Yeah? You want to read chapter 2?
I will try my best on a slightly low resolution screen.
That's true.
The potion exploded, covering everything in Goober's lab in sticky blobs of goop, every possible color. There was a green goop on the tables? Yeah, tables. There was a green goop on the tables, blue goop on the floor, red goop on the next page, please. Red goop on the chalkboard, yellow goop on the walls, orange goop on Goober, and purple goop on Enorma Elephant. They took the time to list every different color of goop and every single thing that it was covering. Okay,
no,
so
but
the yellow goop
what I love is that the colors are separate, but in this picture they're not.
I was like...
But the fact that the colors separate
I was wondering about that.
Impressive.
Like, you specifically have yellow goop on the walls, but not the floors, and not the ceiling, and not...
No.
Like, it's...
I don't think there's any goop on the ceilings. It didn't mention the ceilings, did it?
I don't
Green
know.
goop
Maybe
on the tables, blue goop on the floor, red goop on the chalkboard, yellow goop on the walls,
and there's
orange goop on Goober.
And purple goop on Enorma Elephant, despite the fact that in the picture, purple isn't even in the picture.
Oh, is that? That's actually really funny.
Like,
but the solution's kind of cool because it seems like it's something that it changes color based on what it's reacting with. The picture doesn't suggest that, but the book itself suggested that.
I think the writers just didn't care. And so, like...
Or the artist didn't.
I don't think either of them really cared. Like, it's a kid's book. There's no need for consistency. No need for logic. Okay, anyway,
We're just teaching kids colors.
Enorma Elephant? No! Cried Goober. It's ruined! Enorma gulped. I'm sorry, Goober. I just stopped by to see if you could give me some advice on my science project for school, since you're a real scientist. But I have this little cold, and I guess when I sneezed, I kind of blew up my experiment, Goober finished. Enorma felt horrible. This kind of thing was always happening to her. One day, she was knocking into a display at the Curlo shop? Curio shop. Okay, that's an I, not an L. Curio shop. And upsetting... Oh, these pop-ups.
They happen a lot.
And upsetting Artie?
Yep.
And upsetting Artie. The next, she was accidentally hitting Dr. Quack with her trunk when he asked her to say ah. So, did she, like, open her mouth and that just swung her trunk up into his face?
I assume that's what happens. Dr. Quack, by the way, he is an actual, like, doctor in this world. Like, if your guy gets sick, you can go to him to get medicine.
Huh. Enorma was just one clumsy elephant, And now she had ruined Goober's experiment. I'm so sorry, Enorma said again as she turned to leave. I feel just, cover your mouth, Goober shouted as Enorma started to sneeze again. But suddenly, the sneeze stopped. Enorma sniffled. Her nose was cleared up, and her throat wasn't scratchy anymore. I don't think I'm sick anymore, Enorma said in a puzzled voice. That was not a puzzled voice that I just did.
Oh, you could retry it if you like.
I don't think I'm sick anymore, Enorma said in a puzzled voice. Goober just stared at her and whispered, maybe it still works.
Chapter 3. What's your thoughts so far?
I'm assuming she was cured by his ooze.
That's a sentence.
That's what seems to be happening here.
Yeah. It's not. I just like that there's now a rainbow is going to be involved somehow. A liquid rainbow. Is rainbows the cures to everything? Is that what this book suggests?
It couldn't help but notice that this rainbow only has 3 colors.
Yeah!
Where's the other 3?
Isaac, there's 7 colors in the rainbow.
7?
Yeah, there's 7.
Oh yeah, there is 7.
So, you're probably wondering where the other 4 are. I don't know. It's just the primary colors. Anyways, you ready for chapter 3?
Sure. Hit me
Okay.
with chapter 3.
Chapter 3, A Liquid Rainbow. Maybe what still works? Enorma asked in wonder. What were you making, Goober? A rainbow, said Goober. My very own rainbow. Now, Goober. Rainbows are not hard to make. I've made a rainbow.
It's called pull out the garden hose.
Exactly.
Turn it on, and you're done.
Ooh. Yeah, like, I don't believe there's not a kid who hasn't made a rainbow for the fun of it. But sure, if I'm gonna assume this is a special rainbow, because it only has 3 colors. A rainbow, Enorma said. Rainbows appear in the sky when the sun comes out just after it rains. It's just a trick of light. Even I know that, and I'm not very good at science. You don't know as much
hey,
as...
look at that. A child understands how rainbows work.
Well, that's
Child
good.
would pull out a hose.
I mean, it's an elephant. They don't need a hose.
Oh yeah, she's got a trunk, doesn't she?
Exactly, yeah. You don't know as much as you think, Goober said. Rainbows are one of the most powerful and helpful things in the world. And if you can catch one, you can use it to heal anything. But because rainbows are made of light, you can't touch the ones that appear in the sky. So I found a way to make a liquid rainbow. It took me a year to figure everything out and collect all the ingredients, but I finally did it. It was perfect. Until your sneeze made it explode, that is. Are we telling kids that rainbows can heal anything?
I think so, but what I've noticed is that the rainbow is supposed to be able to cure anything, but you're unable to touch the rainbow. So how did they know it could cure anything?
'Cause they know that rainbows are powerful and magical. And maybe he's just making that assumption because it healed the elephant. I don't know.
No, this is beforehand. This is why he's making the liquid rainbow. Meaning they would have had to have been cured at some point to understand that it's so powerful and so magical.
Maybe once upon a time there was a liquid rainbow, like a rainbow river or something, and it dried up. I don't know.
And the recipe has been lost to time.
And he's trying to rediscover it.
That's actually an interesting story idea.
It is.
Too bad we don't see him actually go on his adventure to discover it.
No, well, why would he go on an adventure when he's a scientist? See, adventurers go out on adventures. Scientists just try to make their own.
Too bad we don't see his struggles aside from him achieving it and then it being blown up.
Well, there might still be struggles. We have a few more chapters left.
Alright.
Anyways, alright.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say, the next one is titled Strange Side Effects, so this could get interesting.
I think she has, like, multiple arms in that picture, too. I'm excited. But we have to finish this chapter first. I'm sorry, cried Enorma. What can I do to make it better? Well, said Goober, it may be that some of my Okay, second typo.
Why? Why Webkinz? You know what?
Come on, guys.
I'm starting to think that those kids who were writing all the Neopets stories had better grammar and than the
No,
adults.
no, no, no. Okay, the few that we read, I could count like 5 in a paragraph. So far, we have 2 by chapter 3. So it's not that bad. But the fact that I'm pretty sure adults wrote this is a little sad that no one proofread the thing. Anyways, it may be that some of my rainbow has made your cold disappear, but we won't know until we run some tests. Come back here tomorrow when you're finished school and we'll get to work. Anorma smiled a little as she left the lab. At least she could help Goober fix the mess she'd make. By the time she got home, Anorma was starting to cheer up, but then she started to feel a little strange.
Ooh.
Alright, we get to find out why she has 3 arms on one side and 2 on another.
All right. A weird tummy tingling feeling started when Enorma got home. It was like there were a dozen Zingos?
Yeah.
It was like there were a dozen Zingos doing somersaults in her stomach. Something wasn't right. Enorma went to her room to think about what had happened at Gooper's lab. Was this what a rainbow healing felt like? Or had Gooper's experiment done something strange to her? Trying to ignore her worries, Enorma decided that she would concentrate on her homework. She sat down at her desk and reached for her notebook. But a sudden gust of wind blew in through the window and knocked over a cupful of pencils. Enorma sighed, but just as the pencils started to roll off the desk, Enorma managed to catch every one. Later that evening at dinner, Enorma saved her father's glass of milk from spilling all over the table, ate all of her spaghetti without getting any tomato sauce on her face, ooh, and carried the dessert.
The dessert.
The dessert, yeah, not desert. I stopped. It was just
That'd
like,
be
wait.
more impressive, though.
Well, she's doing quite a bit of impressive things so far, so I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah.
It carried the dessert into the dining room without dropping it. What had Enorma fell asleep? Wait, what does it say? What had Enorma fell asleep that night thinking that there was definitely something strange going on? Okay, that's not me being misreading it. That's
No. Yeah, no. The what had needs to be deleted, and it should just be Enorma fell asleep that night thinking that there was definitely something strange going on.
That is bad.
That's 3.
But that's a bad one. That's not even like, you forgot a comma or used an instead of a. They have unnecessary words just tacked on to the front of that sentence.
You're gonna
Anyway.
finish the sentence so I can see the picture.
Yeah. No, it was nothing compared to the feeling that she got when she woke up the next morning and looked in the mirror.
Are you ready for the next picture?
I'm scared.
I don't remember what she turns into, to be honest. Oh.
Oh.
It's the cover. They're just multicolored.
So I want to know, does her managing to catch stuff and not drop dessert tie into the plot at all?
Oh, so remember how they were talking about she was really, really clumsy? And now the rainbow has also cleared her clumsiness. Yeah. So instead of dropping things, she's catching things other people are dropping. Chapter 5. Everything in color. Enorma stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. She touched her nose and watched the reflection touch its nose. Oh, it really was her. But what had happened? Enorma's normally gray skin was now every color of the rainbow. Her legs were red, her tummy was orange, her arms were yellow, her face was green. The picture does not match.
That's not
this
what's in
description.
the picture.
Her ears were blue and her trunk was purple.
All they had to do was read the
She
book.
also doesn't have polka dots in the picture either.
What is it really so hard to make the picture match words?
It really shouldn't be. I agree. The pictures are very disappointing. Like, they could try a bit better there.
Or try at all.
I mean, she is different colors there. But she's also blue, which is a classic elephant color. So for someone looking at that, they wouldn't think that she was a different color.
Yeah, I would just think that she's a normal elephant with orange hair for some reason and a green shirt.
I would not be surprised thinking that. The dog, on the other hand, he's quite colorful.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
Her arms were yellow, her face was green, her ears were blue, and her trunk was purple. And on top of that, there were white polka dots covering her entire body. What in the Webkinz world was she gonna do? I can't go to school looking like this, Enorma wailed. So she did the only thing she could think of and raced off to Goober's lab. When she got there, Enorma could see that she wasn't the only one who had been changed by the rainbow experiment. Goober was also rainbow-colored, and his lab seemed to be going crazy. It was raining, and a bright sun was shining, even though they were inside, and there were sparkling bubbles floating around the room. Goober, what is going on? I'm suddenly not clumsy anymore, and just look at us! Look at your lab! Enorma exclaimed. I know, sighed Goober. I was afraid of this.
So, he knew this would happen.
No, he knew this could happen.
So, what the heck was in that rainbow?
Hopefully we find out. We're about to find out about a journey's about to be. Also, they kept like her blue. Like, why didn't they? Why?
Where's all the other? You know what? I give up on these pictures.
Just at least the story's somewhat entertaining, right?
Yeah. Chapter 6, A Journey Begins. I think I know what has happened to us, said Goober. Since the rainbow potion exploded after I finished making it, some of its healing power is working, but there are also some side, next page, effects, like our new body colors. Okay, well, how do we fix it? Enorma asked. I mean, I'm glad that my cold is gone and that I'm not clumsy anymore, but I miss my old body. I find it funny how you can heal clumsiness.
Yes, clumsiness is a sickness, and therefore anyone who is clumsy is actually hopelessly sick and needs to get help.
Yeah, it's just like give them some cough medicine, and suddenly their clumsiness will be gone. No more shattered plates.
Exactly. I don't know if that's like a comfort to kids or not, like in the sense that you're calling these kids sick who are clumsy, but at the same time you're also telling them, oh, it's like something you can't help and it's not your fault.
Yeah, I don't think this is really something you should maybe be telling the kids. I don't know. I'm not a parent, so maybe I can't say.
Of what? That clumsiness, the only cure to clumsiness is rainbows, Isaac.
Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, miss my old body.
Top fair.
I'm not really sure, Goober said, but I think the only thing powerful enough to fix this is another liquid rainbow, minus the explosion. But it took me a whole year to make one the first time. All of my notes have been erased from the chalkboard by the goop, and most importantly,
okay.
He put all of his notes from the past year on a chalkboard?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Guys, if you're making an important scientific discovery, what you do is you write it multiple places and store it in multiple places, so if something happens, you have copies. You make backups for your backups, especially if you're working on a liquid that is supposed to cure all known diseases.
Including clumsiness.
Including clumsiness.
I wonder if it can cure other things that you wouldn't generally consider to be illnesses. Like, I wonder if it can cure social anxiety, and if it can cure I don't know, my lack of speed. Give me the ability to run track. I wonder if it's like one of those miracle tonics that can do literally anything, and I can grow older or be younger. Can it cure old age? Can a rainbow cure old age?
I don't know. The one and only rainbow thing exploded.
They're gonna make another. Anyway, so
well, obviously.
Yeah. So took him a whole year to make. Erased from the chalkboard by the goop, and most importantly, we need to get another rainbow prism. They had a rainbow prism to begin with. Okay.
Rainbow Prism, yeah, but Rainbow Prism's just, it's an actual thing in the game. It's one of the, if you go mining and you can try to collect all the gems, and the Rainbow Prism is one of the rarest gems that you can collect from mining.
Oh. Okay.
So it's relevant to the world. Like, this is the kids reading this will know exactly what a Rainbow Prism is, and that, this is a big deal that they have to get another one.
Okay, I do appreciate that they're able to integrate some of their world, some of their world building into the story. Well, whatever that is, I'll get it, said Enorma. You can stay here and work on remembering your notes and making the rest of the potion. I don't know.
Question, shouldn't the potion have helped with, like, his bad memory?
You would think so, but maybe they could cure everything but bad memory.
Okay.
I don't know. The journey is a little dangerous, Goober warned. And it's very important that the Rainbow Prism stays safe on the way back. I can do... Does he not trust her?
That the kid doesn't die. No, I'm more concerned that this child is going to be sent on a dangerous quest, and what he cares about is that the prism stays safe on the way back.
I can do it, Enorma promised. I might be crazy colored, but that rainbow took away my clumsiness. Just tell me where to find it. Goober drew Enorma a map to show her where he had found the other rainbow prism, and gave her some important instructions, and Enorma set out on her own. So...
It's a child going on a dangerous adventure.
Doesn't she...
Child endangerment.
Doesn't she have school? Like, wasn't the whole thing...
I mean, she's not going to go to school looking like a rainbow.
Yeah, but the idea was that she goes to Goober, she stops looking like a rainbow, then she goes to school afterwards. She's not gonna make it to school today.
Look, curing rainbow craziness, I think, is more important than school. But okay, so Chapter 7, A Secret Cave. Enorma felt a little nervous when she reached the edge of Kinsville. She hadn't done a lot of traveling, and she didn't really know what to expect. Enorma checked the map that Goober had given her. She had to go through the Webkinz woods to Mount Kins, and then climb halfway up the mountain to a secret cave. Well, there's no time to waste if I'm going to get Goober and myself looking normal again, Enorma told herself, so off to adventure! When she started walking, Enorma found that the woods were rather nice. It was a beautiful day, and the sun was shining down through the trees. I can do this, Enorma thought happily. By early afternoon, Enorma she missed school, had reached the base of Mount Kins. She had been feeling confident so far, but climbing the mountain turned out to be a lot harder than walking through the woods. Enorma was puffing hard by the time she managed to make it to the spot where the secret cave was concealed.
What is wrong with her eye in this picture?
I think she has like a red dot splash on her eye.
She looks like a demon.
It was in the other picture too. She's supposed to. She's supposed to be rainbow colored and to be an issue, even though she's very much not rainbow colored in these pictures. At least the pictures are consistent.
Yeah?
I don't know if that's worth anything.
I mean, they don't look very well drawn, so not really.
You think you could do better?
Yes.
I honestly think I could do better too.
I barely even draw.
Alright, now to find the way inside. Enorma started searching the face of the mountain for the tiny drawing of a rainbow that Goober had told her was the key to entering the secret cave. After an hour of looking, Enorma finally spotted it. The picture was no bigger than a gumball. With a quiver of excitement, Enorma took a deep breath and pushed the rainbow and watched as the entrance to the cave instantly appeared. It took her an hour to find the rainbow.
That is a much shorter walk than I would have expected.
Yeah, the adventure happens inside the cave. You know, climbing the mountain, that's child's play. Quite clearly, because the child was able to do it.
Alright, inside the cave. The cave looked dark and scary as Enorma took a nervous step inside. She jumped as the entrance to the cave closed behind her, and for a second, she was surrounded by complete darkness. But then Enorma noticed a soft glow in one corner of the cave. As she took a step toward it, the glow spread quickly, so that in minutes, the entire cave was sparkling and glittering. This book has a lot of sparkles and glitters and rainbows.
It's a kid's book.
Yep.
That's geared towards young girls.
Enorma looked around to see that every inch of the cave's walls were encrusted with jewels of every color. Wow, Norma said out loud. I can't believe Artie doesn't know about this place. This is incredible. But how am I supposed to find the rainbow prism? 3 hours of searching.
Okay, I've got to give the girl credit.
I mean, yeah, 3 hours.
She's persistent. She does not give up. Like, an hour to find the rainbow. I probably would have given up after the first 10 minutes and been like, you know what, this is a lost cause.
I'll just live the rest of my life as a rainbow.
It's fine. I'm at least not clumsy, so you know what? You win some, you lose some.
3 hours of searching. Wait, I think I look cuter with a quick outfit change. We're not.
You know what? That would make him happy. No, I got it. One moment. Never mind. We can't do it. There, he's gone. He won't bother you anymore. Continue.
We've tied him up outside.
No, we did not. We did not do that to Lord Landon. No.
Anyway, 3 hours of searching the walls, and Norma still couldn't see any multicolored gems. This is impossible! Goober said he found his rainbow prism just lying on the floor in the cave. But there are no gems on the floor, and I can't find any rainbow prisms in the walls. How am I supposed to get one? Norma sat down in the middle of the cave and was about to start crying when suddenly a small voice whispered, "Maybe I can help you."
Okay, and that voice is supposed to go with him. Which, by the way, this is what a rainbow creature is supposed to look like.
And apparently this is what they're supposed to sound like.
And you're going to have to do the voice for him for the rest of the book, because there is no way I'm trying that. Alright, Chapter 9, A Rainbow Hue. Norma looked in surprise to see a tiny multicolored Zinx who was crawling out from his hiding place in one corner.
Hello there. My name is Hugh, and I am the last of the rainbow Zingos. Zingos. I guess.
Close enough. I don't actually know how to pronounce it because I've never heard it said.
Said the creature.
Norma didn't know what to think. Rainbow Zingos? What are they? She asked.
The rainbow Zingos are the guardians of rainbow prisms. My ancestors built this secret cave to protect the prisms, but that was long ago, and now I am the only rainbow Zingo left. And I'm a terrible guardian, said Hugh. My job is to make sure no one takes any of the rainbow prisms. But just last week, I let a dog with the crazy hair steal one of them. Oh, no.
What?
Oh, dear.
It's just Goober.
Yep, I just let it steal one of them. I was scared because I'm all alone here and looked into the strange. And it looked so strange that I was afraid to say anything to him.
Oh, don't worry, Honora reassured Hugh. Reassured Hugh? That was Goober, and he's not scary. He's a scientist, and he was trying to make a liquid rainbow so that he could use his healing powers. Until I ruined it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping him. What?
Hugh cried.
Hugh cried. When I saw that you are a rainbow colored like me, I thought you might be another kind of guardian. Rainbows are not meant to be kept by anyone. Capturing a rainbow means that there will never be another one in the sky. Wow. Okay.
Dang.
That's why it's so important that I make sure no one takes a rainbow prism.
His voice just lost all the rapsiness for that last paragraph, I noticed.
That's why it's so important that I make sure that no one takes the rainbow prism.
There you go. How bad does that hurt?
Not much.
Okay. Oh, great, thought Enorma. Now what am I gonna do? I guess I'll keep breathing and you just do his voice.
Yeah, I read most of that last one.
You really did. He had like 3 paragraphs of dialogue.
And Enorma had almost no dialogue.
I said, oh, great. Chapter 10, A Colorful Solution. Listen, Hugh, I'm not a guardian of rainbow prisms, but you can trust me, said Enorma. I came here because Goober is my friend, and after I made his experiment explode, strange things started happening to us, like me becoming rainbow-colored. Goober thought that the only thing that could fix the mess would be to make another liquid rainbow properly, so I came here to take one of the rainbow prisms. But Goober didn't know that making a rainbow would mean that there'd be no more rainbows in the sky. He just loves to experiment. I'm sure that when I tell him that, he won't want to try making any more liquid rainbows. But we still need to figure out how to get everything back to normal. Please help us if you can.
Well, I guess I could come with you and make sure that the liquid rainbow is destroyed as soon as everything is fixed, Hugh suggested.
That's perfect, Enorma exclaimed. You can come and see Kinsville and even stay if you want to. You don't have to keep living all alone in this cave.
Yes, he does. Because he's a guardian and he has to make sure that nobody steals the prism. Was she not listening?
She's a kid. I don't know how old she is, but I'm assuming she's like 6 or 7. Like
she's old enough to be sent on an adventure by herself, a dangerous adventure.
Okay. But the thing is, it's Goober sending her, and Goober is not the most responsible person in the world. Goober's the type of person to send a 2-year-old on a dangerous adventure if he felt like it would benefit him.
Goober's a monster.
He does make some questionable life choices. That's perfect, Enorma exclaimed. You can come and see Kinsville, and even stay if you want to. You don't have to keep living all alone in this cave. No one else knows about the cave, and we could erase the rainbow drawing that shows where the entrance is. Hugh's face lit up with that idea, and he grabbed the closest gem from the wall and pulled it out. Immediately, it turned multicolored.
So, I read the next paragraph, and there's a small problem is given what you stated before. I'll see if you notice what it is. Hugh grinned sheepishly. The secret is that every gem here is a rainbow prism.
Enorma laughed, and the two raced off towards Webkinz Woods and the path to Kinsville.
So, how rare are these things supposed to be again?
Extremely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I see what the issue here is, alright? But remember, this is a secret cave that has a guardian that nobody knows about.
Goober knows about it.
Except everyone who reads this book. That's true, Goober knows about it. But Goober won't tell anyone.
He told Enorma.
Enorma won't tell anyone.
Enorma's a child. Children are notoriously bad at keeping secrets.
You're not wrong. But it'll be fine. No one's gonna question the Rainbow Zinks wandering about and why he suddenly appeared. No one's gonna ask questions about that.
No one at all.
Chapter 11. All's well that ends in gold.
What?
Okay. Eureka! Goober shouted as Enorma and Hugh burst into the lab. You're just in time, Enorma. I got the solution all ready for the rainbow prism. Well, I think it did fix his memory. He seemed to remember it pretty well.
I mean, I'm looking at his math in the background, and it's E equals MA. Like, that's it.
There's also an E equals MA squared.
Ah.
And there's a B with a question mark right behind the other one.
So, I don't know what's going on back there, but it honestly doesn't look too complicated.
Oh, yeah, probably not. You're just in time, Enorma. I've got the solution all ready for the rainbow prism. We'll both be back to normal, and it'll finally stop raining in my lab. Goober paused and stared at Hugh. Who is this? It only took Enorma and Hugh a few minutes to explain everything to Goober, and to convince him that they couldn't keep the liquid rainbow once everything was fixed. After all, Goober was a man of science. He was just happy that he created a successful experiment. That's so sad.
What? No. Oh.
Careful.
Gosh.
Carefully, Goober added the rainbow prism to the beaker, and they all watched the solution turn clear. Then Goober placed a drop of the liquid rainbow on Enorma, himself, and the floor of his lab. Second later, everything looked normal again, and Enorma knocked over a test tube with her trunk. Well, at least I'm me again, Enorma said with a smile. She's clumsy again.
I was wondering if she would get her clumsiness back.
That's so interesting though, like the rainbow prism, like one drop fixes everything, but then you turn into like a weird rainbow hued thing. But then another drop fixes the rainbow hue, but it also makes you sick again.
Yeah, that's strange that this cure would also cause the disease.
Anyways, thank you so much.
No, it's thank you so much.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize who said that. Yep, said as Goober handed him the liquid rainbow.
And just to show you how grateful I am, here's a little something extra for you.
Hugh pulled out a single hair from his coat of rainbow fur.
He's furry?
And dropped it into the beaker. Yes, they are. There was a flash, a bright light, and when Goober and Enorma looked again, the liquid rainbow had turned into a small pot of Kinz coins. Enorma giggled. I guess there really is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The end.
So, that was dumb.
Wow.
I'm very harsh.
Do you want to... What about it was dumb?
Just everything. I don't know. It wasn't any one specific. It was like all of the little things, like the shallowness of Goober being a man of science and just wanting an experiment, a successful experiment, and the rainbow prisms, like all of the prisms being rainbow prisms, and So after Hugh dies, who's going to guard the prisms?
No one, because they erased the rainbow, so it's just no one can get in. Also, like, let's think about this. Like, rainbows are cool in the sky, right? Like, they're cool. It's cool to see. But if I had to choose between seeing a rainbow on the occasion and getting to go ooh, or having a liquid that could cure literally any and all diseases, I think I'm going to pick the liquid.
Yeah, and I mean, at the very least, you could have Goober keep the prisms on hand so that he can create the liquid when necessary. I mean, what if someone is mortally wounded, or if they have cancer? He's found the cure to cancer and throws it away.
Because he likes pretty things.
Because he likes pretty things in the sky that are lacking 4 out of the 7 colors.
Also, it's not like rainbows add anything to like the environment that's necessary. Like, rainbows are purely a decorative side effect. That it's like she said, it's just light playing tricks on us. That's it. That's all rainbows are. It's not a big deal if we lose the rainbow.
And we're only gonna lose it so long as the cure is not made. So like, he makes the cure, he uses it, and then just doesn't make another one until necessary. And he can make another one as many times as he wants, whenever he wants, assuming he writes down his numbers and his notes and everything on something other than a chalkboard.
Yeah, and then also he has access to like unlimited rainbow prismarine stones now, so he can easily... This is a viable thing they can do. I don't think the loss of the rainbow is that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
I have so many moral questions regarding Goober.
Yeah, I do too. Goober is the type of person who would raise someone from the dead and then just kill him again, being like, yeah, I just wanted to see if I could do it. And then...
That's it, it's just I wanted to see if I could do it.
I could do it, but I didn't actually want to do it. I just want to see if I could. So I killed him again. Don't worry, I didn't change anything. That is the type of person Goober.
That's exactly what he would do.
Yeah. But that's a classic Webkinz story right there. And there's many more. And by that I mean 9 more. There's 10 total.
Wow. That was something.
Each one's different. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but it was it was something.
Can you be more specific than something?
It made me pause and try to wrap my brain around what was happening sometimes, and just question the writers and the artists So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the World Explorers podcast. This is a bit of an odd one, and next time we will be back to our normal world building, where...
No, we won't.
We won't?
We're never normal. No, we're just not normal. The normal part is...
normal for us, which is completely abnormal and strange. So we will all... we'll
Anyways,
see you
bye.
guys
Oh,
next week. Bye.
I just got kicked out.
That's quite the way to end the podcast.
Cool.